Alright everybody, today we have the Okie Wonderland Exotic Cannabis Dispensary. It's a beautiful day out here in Broken Arrow, but it's a little chilly, but that's alright. So we should have a bunch of traffic here today, being right off the highway. Oh boy. Yeah, we're sitting there staring through the window. Nice, baby. She's joining in. Let's go. We can see it through the window, baby. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Oh boy.
Alright guys, today we are stepping into Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, where a simple camera instantly changes the atmosphere around an exotic cannabis dispensary. What starts as peaceful filming quickly turns into suspicious stares, nervous reactions, and people trying to figure out what's really going on. The moment a camera appears in public, emotions start overriding logic. This opening already sets the tone for the entire encounter. Public accountability versus public discomfort, and you can already feel the tension slowly building beneath the surface.
Hi, friend.
What's going on?
What's going on?
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Why are you recording me?
Why am I recording?
Yeah, can I just ask?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you support the Constitution?
Why are you I don't feel comfortable answering any questions, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
But can I ask why you're recording that?
Nah, I'm not. I mean, I just asked you a question. I really don't feel comfortable answering questions either.
Okay, well, I just want to let you know my customers don't feel too comfortable with you, like, recording them without their consent.
I mean, I don't really need consent, so to say.
So you're just going to stay out here all day and record us?
Maybe.
Okay.
You want me to call the police? He's loitering now.
Loitering? You sound like a law scholar over there.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
You just came out right away like you had a new
Buckle up, guys, because the first confrontation arrives fast. A worker steps outside looking uneasy, demanding answers while refusing to answer questions himself. That contradiction becomes the center of the interaction. The auditor stays calm while the employee immediately jumps toward discomfort and police threats instead of understanding the law. This is where perception starts colliding with constitutional rights. Nobody likes being filmed unexpectedly, but discomfort alone doesn't create a crime, and that misunderstanding becomes fuel for the growing tension.
Oh boy.
You do know my face gets shown on anything, and I will sue the f*** out of you for that, right?
Yeah?
Good.
Okay.
Police are on their way, by the way.
Sounds good.
Good enough.
What do you think they're gonna do?
Hopefully haul your ass to jail for this stupid shit.
For standing on a sidewalk with a phone?
What exactly are you doing out
For
there?
standing on the sidewalk with a phone? Really?
Yeah, you're recording people.
Haul me to jail for standing on a sidewalk with a phone.
You're recording people without their knowledge.
I don't need your knowledge or your permission.
Alright guys, now the situation shifts from curiosity into outright hostility. Threats of lawsuits, insults, and even jail time start flying over nothing more than a man standing on a public sidewalk with a phone. The reactions become emotional instead of rational, and that's exactly where these encounters usually spiral. The louder the threats get, the calmer the camera remains. What's fascinating here is how quickly people treat lawful behavior like criminal activity simply because they personally dislike it happening around them.
Oh yeah? Oh, you better not tell the attorney you said that. That's pretty dumb.
Hey, I'll tell him whatever.
Okay, buddy.
Good luck with whatever you're doing. Huh?
Thank you very much, man. You as well. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah.
Starting to heat up in here now. And there he goes. Got another fapperone over here, sitting in the window.
Things are heating up now, guys. The longer the filming continues, the more the frustration inside the business grows. Employees and bystanders begin reacting emotionally, trying to justify why police should intervene even though no law has been broken. This section perfectly exposes the difference between legality and personal comfort. Rights don't disappear because someone feels irritated. The camera becomes less about recording and more about revealing how people respond when they realize they cannot control a situation they strongly dislike.
Number one, baby. He already knows.
Alright, guys. The waiting phase always creates the most unpredictable energy. People inside are whispering, staring, and building assumptions while random bystanders start inserting themselves into the scene. Then another aggressive individual suddenly appears, upset about being filmed in public. Once again, emotion takes over logic. Instead of calmly understanding the situation, the reaction becomes defensive and confrontational. This moment highlights how many people treat public filming as a personal attack even when the law clearly protects the activity.
Alright, so hey, text me what kind of car it is so I can kind of look it up, and then I'll get back with you. Alright, have a good one.
Here we go, guys, because police finally arrive and the entire dynamic changes instantly. At first, the officer approaches calmly and acknowledges the First Amendment right to record, which immediately lowers the tension. But then the conversation enters a gray area involving sidewalks, curtilage, and public right-of-way boundaries. The officer attempts to create distance restrictions that the auditor quickly challenges. This becomes less about emotions now and more about legal knowledge, precision, and who actually understands the law being discussed.
Nice, baby. Nice. Nice.
Hey, don't videotape me. That's a good way to get off. Yeah. You don't think so?
Why are you freaking out, bro?
Yeah,
Over
don't
what?
videotape my fucking truck.
Over
man.
what, bro? Hey, Meta, start recording.
Make this real fast, real quick.
See you later, buddy. Oh boy.
Alright guys, this is where the interaction turns into a real constitutional breakdown. The auditor stays composed while carefully explaining public access rights and the limits of police authority regarding identification. The officer asks for ID casually, but the response is immediate and informed. Asking is legal, refusing is also legal without reasonable suspicion. You can actually hear the tone shifting once the officer realizes he's dealing with someone who understands constitutional protections instead of blindly submitting under pressure or intimidation.
Situation going on here or something.
What's up, my man?
How's it going?
I'm assuming I'm here to talk to you.
I have no idea.
You just out here practicing your First Amendment rights?
That's it.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Just step onto the sidewalk.
Look,
no, onto the sidewalk.
Look,
so you're.
this whole thing is a sidewalk, right?
No, this is.
Okay, so hold on.
Their
Let me
curtilage
ask you a
that they
question.
have to pay for.
Let me ask you a question, right? So if I was walking by, am I supposed to just float over this part right here?
No, you can walk across it, but for you to exercise your right, you have to be on the sidewalk that they built. Yes.
Okay.
So just on the like
what,
that.
What you're saying
2
is
feet that way. Yes.
six inches.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, because
Okay.
they have to pay to install this. This is their curtilage.
Yeah,
They're
that doesn't
responsible
matter.
for.
That doesn't matter. This is still called the public right of way, my friend.
So can you just hop on the sidewalk?
So
for me, my
what
man?
you're telling me? What you're just let me hear you out and make sure we're on the same page
Yeah.
here. So are you saying that I'm going to be arrested if I don't move over?
No, that's not what I said at all.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm just asking you to step onto the
All right,
sidewalk
cool.
so that you're
Okay.
within your rights to do so.
I'm within my rights exactly where
Okay.
I am.
All right. Do you have any ID on you, my man?
No, I don't.
ID?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool.
Now the conversation starts evolving into something more productive, guys. Instead of escalating, the officer backs away from authority-driven pressure and begins communicating like a professional. That shift changes everything. The discussion becomes respectful, direct, and grounded in mutual understanding rather than ego. Even though the officer responded to a complaint, he openly admits there's no issue with lawful filming. This moment stands out because accountability works both ways. Citizens know their rights, and officers recognize when no crime exists.
I mean, you look. So you know I'm exercising my First Amendment right.
Yeah.
So you can't actually believe that I can't stand right here. Look, I'm not blocking any traffic. I'm not blocking any pedestrians or causing a disturbance or anything like that. So
right.
for you to tell me that I can't exist right here and then say, do you have an ID like that with it? Come on, man. That's not how you started. I'd like to continue how you started because you started very well.
I'm confused, I guess, on what do you mean?
What do I mean?
Yeah.
So, look, I'll walk you through again, right? So, you started off correctly. Said you just exercising your First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
And then you said, I need to move over 2 feet, which is incorrect. Completely incorrect, by the way. And I would assume you know that, because you're talking about curtilage and public right-of-way. It sounds like you know what you're talking about. It almost sounds like you're trying to test me and see whether or not I know what I'm talking about. And, I do know what I'm talking about. So, And then you ask me for my ID for what? You know what you need to get people's ID, right? You need probable cause or reasonable suspicion,
I don't
right?
need probable cause to ask you for your ID.
For sure.
I can ask you for your ID.
For sure.
It is your right to deny me access to the ID.
Alright guys, the tension continues fading as professionalism finally takes control of the encounter. The officers answer questions respectfully, provide badge numbers, and even hand over the CAD call information without resistance. That transparency completely changes the mood of the scene. Instead of forcing authority, the officers choose communication and clarity. This section proves something important. When both sides remain calm and informed, situations that could easily explode often end peacefully without unnecessary escalation, threats, or abuse of power.
What I'm saying is, you're walking up to somebody, you know what I'm doing, and you still
Hey, dude,
have to come and ask
honestly,
for my ID.
I don't have an issue with what you're doing, man. I don't want to get run over here. I don't have an issue with what you're doing, man. So
I would hope not.
no, I don't.
You took an oath to uphold the Constitution?
I did twice.
There you go. Are you military as well?
I am, yes.
All right.
So we're here on behalf of the business, obviously.
It's kind of crazy.
What's that?
You show up on behalf of a business to tell me that I can stand on a sidewalk?
Well, no, obviously your actions, filming people going in and out of the business owners don't like that, so that's why.
So they call more people with more cameras and guns to their dispensary, their weed dispensary?
It's a call for service, man. I've got to come here.
I know you don't get to decide. I'm trying to show you where my thinking is.
I get it, man. I get it.
Can I just get the CAD number for the call? I don't need you to write a report or anything like that, just a CAD number.
Yeah, I'll get you the CAD code. Yeah. Appreciate that. Not a problem at all.
Buckle up, guys, because this part delivers one of the strongest takeaways from the entire encounter. The officer openly explains how complaints work, when police respond, and how city ordinances are actually enforced. More importantly, he acknowledges the filmer's constitutional right to stand there and record. That honesty completely diffuses the situation. The conversation transforms from suspicion into mutual respect, showing that professionalism and constitutional awareness can coexist when ego gets removed from the equation and replaced with calm communication.
And you were Jordan?
Yep, Jordan, badge number 249.
Sweet.
He's 306.
Sweet, awesome. Yeah, you know it right off the bat. You know it right off the rip, man. That's good. A lot of people don't even know their own badge numbers. Nonetheless, they're partners too.
Oh, man, that's what you use the dispatch, man. That's what we use for our designators.
Cool.
Anything occur on that side of the fence?
Everything's been on this
Do me a
side.
favor. Stay out of the drive so we don't get run over by cars. All right.
Well, are you talking to your partner here? Or?
No, you. Just the
just me.
Yeah, the director. I'm gonna go grab you that CAD call number and then we'll get out of here. All right,
Thanks.
my man.
Appreciate that.
You have a YouTube channel or?
Yeah, I don't usually give it out though.
Okay.
You'll find it. You'll see it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright guys, the ending completely contrasts the tension from the beginning. What started with hostility, threats, and demands ultimately ends with handshakes, respect, and understanding. No arrests, no chaos, and no unnecessary escalation, just clarity. The officers leave professionally, the auditor acknowledges their conduct, and the entire situation cools down naturally. Encounters like this remind people that rights only survive when they are understood and respected from both sides. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.